guys, welcome back. I'm Denise in case you've never been here. It is really nice to meet you. This is my kitchen and we're just kind of hanging out in it today. But yes, like I said, my name is Denise. If you've not been here before, welcome. This is just my little space where I do a whole lot of nothing and you think it's funny. Today I'm gonna make some coffee, which is not a novel idea, I know. But listen, I am a hardcore coffee lover, okay? I love it. I love to drink coffee all day long. I like my coffee black with no sugar or cream. Okay, so when I was buying my Chemex, my husband was like, really? Do we really need that? We have an espresso machine and a Keurig and a buttload of coffee to go with the both of them. Not only do we have the both of those, we have a French press. So he was like, seriously, what on earth is the need for a Chemex coffee maker? I don't know, because it's another way to drink coffee or it's another way to brew it. And they say that it makes the coffee taste different. So while I make some coffee this afternoon, we're gonna do exactly that. We are going to test it. So I'm gonna make coffee in these two ways because maybe, like I said, maybe you're thinking of buying a Chemex and you wanna know why should I and what would be the difference. So they have a couple different kind of filters that I've seen. They have round ones, these ones are square. They have, I think, reusable ones made out of metal. I'm not sure, but this was about $10 and it comes with 100 of the filters in the box. Today I'm going to use Starbucks French roast. Now when it comes to the French press, you don't need a filter, and that's because this is not a pour over coffee. This, you'll put the coffee grounds in the bottom of the French press, and then this mesh screen basically will keep the coffee grounds from coming up into the coffee. Now when you do a French press, the coffee is supposed to be ground more coarse so that it's not too fine, because a real fine coffee will make its way through the screen or even around the screen, and you will have those particles in the coffee itself. Okay guys, let's get started. So while the water heats, I'm going to just quickly add the coffee grounds to the different coffee makers, and I'm just using the Starbucks French roast and my little scoop. It has teeth so that I don't ever have to look for it. You can just clip it right to the bag. I'm going to add enough scoops that it will make one nice tall cup of coffee. So I like my coffee pretty strong. And if you can hear the water in the background, it is ready. So I'm going to take it off of the stove. So that is the coffee in the French press. And now we will put it into the Chemex. So coffee grounds in the French press, coffee grounds in the Chemex. Okay, so now I'm going to pour the coffee directly into the French press. Put the lid on and then press it down and press it slightly below the level of the coffee. Next, I'm gonna pour it into the Chemex. So I'm going to lift my camera and show you this because it says to first pour just enough to let the coffee get wet. Then you're going to let that sit for 30 seconds. So then it says after it sits, then you are going to pour additional coffee, just enough to get it wet, and to do it in a circular motion. So basically you're not putting all of the water in there at once. That's that coffee, that's this coffee, and then we're going to pour them into the cups and take a look and see the difference. So I have let the coffee sit for a little bit. So I am going to first pour the French press into my mug. That looks good. So that's the first one. So now I'm going to take the filter out of the Chemex. Listen, you can't just use, apparently, you can't just use any filter with a Chemex. From what I understand about it, from what I've read, the filter is the specific part that absorbs the oils out of the coffee so that it's not bitter. Like, I think the whole point of the Chemex is so that your coffee is not bitter. So, looks like this, nice and dark and rich. We'll pour it into my cup. That also, I would say it looks pretty much the same. This is the coffee with the French press, and it looks fabulous. And this is the coffee with the Chemex. They look almost exactly the same. The only difference that I see is that with the French press coffee, there's this ring around the outside, and I don't know what to call that. I don't know if it's kind of like a foam or if it's from an oil or if it is from the way I poured it. I really have no idea. But that at least shows you the difference that I see is that little ring around the outside of the coffee. So let me see if I can get even closer and see if I see any oil on the surface. So if I shine this at the right angle, and it's hard to capture, I see a tiny bit of oil floating on there. And when I look down into the Chemex coffee, I'm not really noticing that same effect. So on that, you're just gonna have to take my word for it, okay? Okay, so it's kind of hard to see with the camera, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it. So it's a good thing that we have like this great relationship going on and stuff, and your girl won't lie. But let's taste them and see if I can tell a difference between the two. The coffee with the French press is pretty good. It's very nice and rich, dark, what I would expect a French roast to be. So now I'm gonna drink the coffee from the Chemex and see if there truly is a difference from one straight to the other. There is a difference. There is a bit of a difference. And I will say that the Chemex is less bitter. It has less of a bite to it, kind of less of an aftertaste. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to tasting the one from the French press, just so I can see if there's a strong difference. Like, there is more of an aftertaste. So in truth, I like the Chemex coffee better. Okay, that's really all for today. I don't have anything else. I just kind of thought that, hey, I'm making some afternoon coffee. Maybe people want to know if they should buy a Chemex. Thank you for having an afternoon coffee with me. If you liked my video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are new here, please consider subscribing. Just hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a video. And yeah, that's it. So it was great having you here. And we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.